Hello students, welcome to Bachelor of Arts 3rd year Psychology subject Semester 5 Paper Code PSD 104 Paper title Criminal Psychology. From the Unit 1 Understanding Crime and Criminal Psychology, today we are going to cover Module number 9 Biological Approaches to Crime, Hormones and Neurotransmitters. Myself, Madhuri Marathe, Assistant Professor from MES College of Arts and Commerce, will be taking you through this particular module. In this particular module, we will be covering neurotransmitters, types of neurotransmitter systems, and hormones. At the end of this particular module, you will be able to understand the function of neurotransmitters and also recognize the different types of hormones. In the previous classes, we have seen that biological approaches to crime have had a history in the field of criminal psychology. It was a very debatable approach when it comes to criminal psychology. But over the course of time, with the development and advancement in science, we have started focusing on biological approaches again. And we have neurotransmitters to study. Neurotransmitters are chemical substances playing a critical role in the brain's communication system. These neurotransmitters impact on thinking, emotion, and behavior. Neuron is a fundamental cell of brain and nervous system. Here is a pictorial depiction of a neuron. If, as you can see, like every cell, a neuron also has a nucleus, cell body. A special feature of neuron would be an axon, axon terminals, and dendrites. A message which is received by the dendrites is passed through the cell body and transmitted to the next or adjacent neuron by the axon terminal. Released from the terminal of one neuron, neurotransmitters and the message will actually cross a small space here which can be seen called as synapse and influence the action of an individual. It is interesting to note that every human being has numerous neurons and every neuron will be actually active right now while you are watching this video. But no need to worry, when it comes to criminal psychology, most research relevant for our understanding of criminal behavior has focused on two main neurotransmitter systems. One, dopaminergic system, which releases the neurotransmitter dopamine, and second is serotonergic system, which releases the neurotransmitter serotonin. This dopamine plays an important role in emotional arousal and pleasure. This particular neurotransmitter is linked to impulsivity and aggression. Research says that high levels of dopamine is related to impulsivity and aggression. Dopaminergic system is also the target of most drugs of abuse, and it also plays a role in understanding of drug use and addiction. Therefore, this dopamine neurotransmitter system is a very important part of criminal behavior study. Second system we already discussed is serotonergic system, which plays a role in number of brain functions like sleep, appetite, and impulsive control. And this particular serotonin neurotransmitter is also implicated in aggressive and violent behavior. Research says that low levels of serotonin is related to aggression and violent behavior, which is a very important topic when it comes to criminal behavior. Secondly, we have is hormones. Hormones are chemical substances produced in different glands. In our previous classes, we have already studied that a human body has a system called endocrine gland, and these endocrine glands secrete hormones. In our body, we have different hormones. Commonly known hormones are thyroxine, prolactin, etc. These hormones act as neuromodulators. They will alter or modulate the effect of neurotransmitters in central nervous system. These hormones actually influence the communication of information. The important hormones when it comes to studying criminal behavior are testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol. Testosterone is a sex hormone. This particular hormone is there both in men as well as women. But the levels of testosterone hormone is more in men compared to women. And this particular hormone is responsible for influencing the in utero development of the male characteristics. And it also plays a very important role in development of external genitals and masculinization of nervous system. At puberty, this particular hormone of testosterone increases tenfold in testes of males. And it is also responsible for lowering voice, facial and body hair, and muscle mass. Somewhat complex relationship exists between aggression and testosterone, which is a point of study when it comes to studying criminal behavior. Here, let us recap on both the modules which we have covered till now on biological approaches to crime. In the first module, we have covered biological approaches to crime with specific relation to genetic factors. Under genetic factors, we saw that how genes and environment correlation interaction actually impacts the development of an individual and his or her behavior. Under neurotransmitters, we looked at which particular neurotransmitters play an important role in criminal behavior and which particular hormones actually contribute to behavior which is antisocial in nature. So, till now we can conclude that genetic factors, neurotransmitters and hormones are all important factors when it comes to studying biological approaches to crime. For more information, you may refer to an Introduction to Criminal Psychology book by Russell and Durin by Britain and British Library Publication, 2nd edition. Thank you.